But hey, we talk about Baylor Cup. Let's kick it next to Gainesville, where they're in a need. They are in desperate need of some tight ends. So I'm not saying it's going to happen, but maybe Baylor Cup makes his way to the Florida Gators. The Gators are down to one healthy tight end at the moment, Keon Zipperer, who's a very talented prospect, but the Gators have been so ravaged by injuries at the tight end position. They've moved defensive lineman Dante Zanders, outside linebacker Noah Keeter, and defensive lineman Griffin McDowell to tight end just to get through spring practice. And why is that such a big deal? Normally, we're so far away from the season. Not a huge deal for the Gators, but as Bud Davis, give him a follow at Bud Davis points out, college football analytics guy that I really like to follow. Billy Napier's offense at Louisiana was one of the nation's leader in 12 personnel. And if you don't know what that means 2 tight ends on the field, 1 running back. So you safe to assume that's kind of what they're going to want to do at Florida, provided they have the personnel to do it. And clearly you got this many defensive players switching to tight end. Again, that should give you added emphasis on just how big the tight end position is for Billy Napier's offense. So they're going to be looking, you have to assume, in the transfer portal. They've got a couple signees coming in, not there yet. So, it's not doom and gloom, and as Shane Beamer would say, but this is something that, the situation that needs to be monitored here. I think the Florida Gators are going to have to add some depth at that position to get where Billy Napier wants it to go. But so I just wanted to make that note. But hey, it's not all bad here in Florida, because it seems like we got us a re-energized, refocused Brenton Cox, Florida Gators defensive lineman, who has yet to really live up to his potential down there in Gainesville. Of course, played at Georgia for a little bit and transferred during a training camp, if I'm not mistaken. But he is setting his sights on the Florida school sack record this season, which is 13. So let's kick it over to Brenton Cox real quick on what his goals and aspirations are for the upcoming season.
What went into your decision to come back?
I just felt like I had more to do. Last year was tough for me because of my foot, so I just felt like I had more in the tank and more to prove. And I'm going to try to beat the sack record this year, 13. So the ones that I could have gone hard on, I took off. And I could honestly say I took off a couple plays, but I'm here to make it up.
The sack record's in your sights. What's it going to take from you to do? I mean, you feel like if you just play to your potential, that should come?
Yeah, right now, I'm going for a sack every half. So, if I do that, I'm going to pass those numbers. But, right now I'm just trying to beat the sack record. And that's just going out there and playing hard every play.
I got wanted to see a sack a half, man. I'd love to cover that.
See a sack a half?
Yeah,
that wouldn't be bad, I try to work that hard to get that. But, that's what we're going for, either a sack a game or a sack a half. Either way, I got to get it.
So what gives you that? I'm sorry, Nick. What gives you that confidence? I mean, we heard from the time you got here that your first step was like people were like taken aback by it.
Yeah, I always had the confidence, just coming off the edge so much, you just feel like nobody can stop you, And, that showed that Florida State game when I had 4 sacks. It showed the UCF game when I ended up with like 4 tackle for losses. So my first step is really good, but I feel like I got more to prove and more to show people, because I can do more than just come off the ball hard. I can give you a move too after that. So yeah, I'm just here to show it off.
Some interesting and transparent comments from Cox there. It's not often you hear a player say, he didn't give it his all last season, and that was kind of the state of the Florida Gators program last season, no doubt. Not everybody was giving their all, and that's got to change in a hurry if Billy Napier is going to have success, and particularly right out the gate with the schedule that we've hit on so many times. Utah at home, Kentucky at home, and then week 4 at Tennessee. I thought this was an interesting comment here from John Wilner of the Pac-12 Hotline. He was on the Paul Feinbaum show here on Wednesday. He is picking Utah to win the Pac-12. He's, everybody's all aboard the Lincoln Riley Southern Cal train here, but the guy that covers the league well says Utah is the favorite in his mind. And of course, they opened the season in the swamp. And when I saw this, it made me realize this is a no-lose situation, I think, for Billy Napier. I mean, I know the expectations are sky high. Florida Gators demand championships. They demand excellence. But you're going to be going into a season opener where, I guess, a Utah team coming off a Rose Bowl appearance, where I would say the vast majority of people are going to be picking Utah to go on the road and knock off the Florida Gators. So what has Billy Napier and company got to lose? If you lose the football game, that's exactly what everyone predicted would happen. If you find a way to win, which, let's not kid ourselves, that's not unrealistic to think. Team traveling from the other side of the country, hell, we can sing the praises of the Pac-12 favorites, all this. They're not going to have as much talent as the Florida Gators that put on the field on September 3rd, week 1. So if Florida can find a way to win that game, a re-energized and just a fan base ready to explode is just going to do that all the more, that thinking that they hired their savior here in Billy Napier. So a no-lose situation, in my opinion, week 1, right out the gate, Florida Gators hosting the Utah Utes. Everyone's going to be picking against you except for the diehards, and you've got a real opportunity here to win over the entire fan base if you don't have it already there if you're Billy Napier.